welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy, and we're here today with another full review episode for the channel. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome, come on in. All my returning viewers, always good to see you. You know how we do, so let's get the show on the road. Let's just go ahead and get this right out of the way. So this is not so great. This was a part of Mr. Randy's dry week. It is a 0 proof. It's supposed to have 0 alcohol. It's a whiskey alternative. Keep that part right there in mind as we have this talk. All these things on here are not ingredients. They are characteristic notes that an individual decided that we were going to put on that bottle and share with you. There's little to nothing. There's the for cocktail inspiration, and they do heavily suggest that you use this as a cocktail flavoring to simulate an alcoholic beverage. This was not very good off the rip. The gin was even worse. It was like, it reminded me of how an old mop bucket water smelled, you know, that medicinal sort of smell to it. And it was just horrible. I didn't even finish it in one pour. Not one pour. It's still pretty tight. I think it's oversized, but it is what it is. Oof. I figured out where that smell, the smell of this thing. Yeah, that is cloudy. That is very cloudy. I decided I wasn't gonna do the gin. It went right to the sink after that. We finished that that video. I let it roll. I grabbed it, I got up, I poured it right in the sink. That was disgusting. This, however, was barely tolerable, but I felt like I would keep this one just to do the full review. I don't even bother with that other one. That one, I won't even count it as a bottle review. It's just horrible. I don't know, maybe because these are on sale. I don't know if it was because January, a lot of people do dry week or dry January at the beginning of the year. So maybe that's why this went on sale. I don't know. All I know is that these are a no-go for Mr. Randy. So let's just go ahead and get this over with, shall we? On the nose, it's still that nasty, like, artificial sweet caramel. It's just, it's kind of almost starting to give me like a sinus headache. I'm gonna go ahead and get I'm gonna get on palate, unfortunately. Yeah, that's horrible. That's not as atrocious and supremely offending as the gin version was. Yeah, I'm not gonna drink the rest of that. I've decided. So if you're new to the channel, and this unfortunately became the first video you came across, I do apologize. But we're going to go through the steps anyways, just so you can get acclimated. The next video you watch, I promise you, will be loads better. So there are 3 steps in the process Mr. Randy does when he's doing a review of a whiskey, libations of sorts, and if you want to, whatever you want to call this. I don't call it good. Won't call it good. Step 1. Off the rip, I get the bottle home, I crack it open, I pour it in a glass, I drink it, hopefully with no regrets. And I share my first impressions with you, because that's what matters. Sharing is caring. Part 2, we're going to get halfway down the bottle. That's always debatable about where we end up. But halfway through the bottle, I'm going to stop. I'm going to let what's left in the bottle have time and space to see if it opens up, changes anything, better, worse. It is what it is. I go on the internet, I get up as much information or as little as possible, what it is, you know. I come back, hopefully in a format of less than 10 minutes, present it to you, and there it is. Part 3, all the way down here, which we're not going to do with this bottle. I do apologize. Anyone who might be looking forward to that, not going to happen. Part 3 is called the final pour, thusly named. Take the last bit, pour it in the glass. I compare this last pour to the first pour. How does it compare? And how is everything in between? Today, we're going to do the full review, which isn't much to talk about. I'm not drinking the rest of this. I'm not even drinking the rest of that. They claim on the website that they use red pepper flakes to simulate the burn, and it's not. It is nothing close to that nice warmth that builds up back there. The red pepper flakes has like an allergic reaction all in your mouth, is what it feels like. It is not simulating anything but an allergic reaction. They do have, I think, 2 or 3 other variations of this alternative stuff here. They have a tequila, and then something else, and then something else I didn't see anywhere on the shelves. I did, however, have the fortunate saving grace that I did not have to spend $30-something, $40 per bottle to get burned this bad. It is what it is. Unfortunately, it is what it is. This is horrible. I'm not going to go any further than that. It's horrible on the nose. It's horrible on the palate. The finish just feels like an allergic reaction in your mouth, in your throat. At least it does for me. The only allergies I have are for walnuts. That's it. So my score, not as bad as the gin. So I'm going to give it the lowest score, a 1. A weak 1 out of 5. Don't drink this. Don't buy this. This is the first time, and it's a heck of a way to start 2026 for me telling people don't buy this. I don't know what this is for, but other to offend you and slap you in the face. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's a marketing ploy to get you back to the real thing. It's a conspiracy theory, maybe. You know, like they say, all these light products and whatnot that they do so horribly, they do it so they can get you going back to the real thing. You know, when the electronic cigarettes first came out in America, they were done so poorly that I think they were owned by the company that was also by Philip Morris, hugest cigarette company in the world, I think, right now. So they produced crap material under another guise of being an alternative, which drove you back to the original. I think this may be what that is. That's what I want to call this. It's a ploy to get you to go back to the real thing. And I think it's working. This is horrible. Absolute horrible. So I'm going to give it the lowest score possible. At least I'll give it that much, because it wasn't as worse as a gin. So a weak 1 out of 5. My fair price, not going to discuss it because it doesn't matter. You could not pay me to drink this again. You couldn't pay me. Sorry. Would I buy this again? I'm not even going to discuss it. There it is. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have you tried any of these? Which was the worst one you tried? I won't try another one. In fact, this is probably going to wind down Mr. Randy's dry week. Which, I mean, it did. This was the last, alternative. I did a wine. I did a bottle of wine. I think all of these alternatives did exactly what I think they were supposed to and drive you back to the real thing, the real thing. So there it is. Absolutely horrible. Don't buy it. I wouldn't drink it again. Couldn't pay me to drink it again. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. Stay away.